Hi, I'm Kenya J, designer and owner of Tokio Fever, Los Angeles, and today we are going to be discussing my new collection, Sow. By definition, sow means to plant a seed into the earth and watch it grow, and that's really what I wanted to do, not only rebrand, but rebirth what Tokio Fever is, and I feel like this collection is doing exactly that. I find inspiration from anything that I do, being a mother, being a wife, just being an overall creative. I find that designing is not just making clothes, right? It's creating a setting, creating a vibe. And I really wanted to focus on not only designing and be a creative, but really focusing on what I wanted to represent Tokio Fever. Always making sure that I'm continuing to learn and grow as a designer and creative. That's where I feel the most pressure. With this collection, I feel like I started from nothing. I had no idea where I was going with the collection, and I just allowed myself to grow with it in creating. I really benefited from growth and progression in creating this collection, and that's why I ultimately decided to name it Sow, because it continued to grow and it still is growing as a collection. I am a separate designer. That's what I'm learning about my aesthetic. I love to bring comfort with streetwear and combining, just the finesse of chicness. So I think my favorite piece from this collection would have to be the denim waist jacket. It's so me, you can wear it, 20 different ways, and it's always going to continue to reinvent itself. When anyone steps into a Tokio Fever piece, I want you to be comfortable. I want you to be fabulous, male or female. I want you to feel sexy, but still comfortable. A lot of designers tend to not design for themselves, and I feel like that is one of my gifts. I can create for myself, and people can still see themselves wearing my pieces. I believe that I've always known that I wanted to be a designer, not necessarily a fashion designer. I knew I was going to be using my hands and creating. I think the very first time I realized that I was going to be a fashion designer was when I started cutting up all of my jeans, my friends' jeans, and turning them into purses in high school. Navigating through the fashion world, I think for anybody is difficult, male, female, Black, Latina, any race or gender. It's difficult. Specifically, being a Black woman, I feel like we have to move a certain way. Not only having to focus on being professional, but also getting people to buy into what you are and what you're trying to do. So it's very difficult, to put yourself out there and continue to create, and still being yourself and embodying what you want to be portrayed as. The fashion industry definitely can benefit from just acknowledging not just trends and focusing on what's hot right now, but being open to individuals' creativity and ideas, and accepting individuals for who they are, and not necessarily looking for designs or designers or brands to fit into a specific box. I feel like that's what kind of sets me apart from other designers, because I'm not focused on being like a streetwear designer. I'm not focused on couture. I truly design to how I'm feeling in that moment or in that season, or when I'm in the fabric store. I go off of what truly speaks to me. And so if the fashion industry was a little bit more inclusive, well, not a little bit, a lot more inclusive, I definitely think a lot of brands and designers can benefit from that. Knowing what my aesthetic is and staying true to that, and not allowing outside views and expectations to penetrate that. Just living within, my being and designing from the perspective that I want to continue to design from. I'm going to continue to sow the seeds of my creativity into this earth and into the fashion industry and continue to grow.